G'day, I'm Peter Fritz and welcome to another 3-minute video where hopefully I can share something that I've learned over the last 40 years that might help you with your landscape photography. This week, why I think you'll get some of the best photos that you'll ever take close to home. Now, notwithstanding the coronavirus and the lockdowns that are plaguing all of us around the world, assuming that you can get to a place that's close to home, whether it's a park or a local woodland or a beachside area or some hills, whatever it is, if you have an area that's close to home that you can readily access, probably some of your best photos are waiting to be taken in that location. And there's a couple of very good reasons. One is that when you have a location that you can shoot that's close to home, you can go there often. So you can see it at different times of year, different weather conditions, from different angles. You can explore it with different lenses, with different lighting conditions. You can become the resident expert for that area. Now, recently here in Melbourne, Australia, we've had a number of rolling lockdowns, and I've been forced to go to a location that's just 3 or 4 kilometres from home, which I've avoided up until this lockdown started. But I'm glad that I've actually been forced into this situation because I've developed a real appreciation for the local woodlands, ironically called Woodlands Estate. And some of it is man-made plantings, other parts of it are wild bush. And on first blush, when I drove through there a while ago, I thought this is nothing special. It's just a bunch of trees planted in rows and a bunch of wild bush with sort of scrappy looking saplings and a couple of old gums. But being forced to explore that area comprehensively over the last couple of months has given me a totally different perspective on it. And being put into that position where I need to explore one particular area, I've found a lot of subjects there which I just would not have noticed had I not been put in this position. And I'm actually grateful for it now, and I've gotten some lovely images very close to home, which I can go to every day if I want to because it's so close. And I've seen the different lighting conditions and the impact of different weather conditions on these locations. And I think even when the lockdowns end, I'm going to continue to visit this area over and over again. There's still more of it to explore, but the areas that I've already explored, there are still lots of different situations to see them in, different times of day. Daylight saving is going to start here next month. And, of course, the weather is changing all the time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this location changes and evolves over the next 6 to 12 months. But really the number one reason why you're going to get some of your best photos close to home is because you will develop an affinity for it, a familiarity with it, almost a sort of a nuanced sixth sense about where the opportunities lie in that area as you become more and more familiar with it. It's like anything. It's like riding a bike, driving a car, operating a camera, using a computer. After a while, you start to know what you can ignore and you know what to look out for. And opportunities become obvious to you after a while, and you can walk up to a scene and go, I can imagine this photographed in 7 different ways, from this angle, that angle, with this lens, up high, down low, all this sort of stuff. And I think familiarity breeds contempt, and we often assume that we can't possibly get good opportunities close to home because it's familiar, because it's close to home. But the reverse is usually true. If you think about it, wherever it is that you live, there are other people who have probably come to your area because it's new and fresh and unfamiliar for them. And so they see it with fresh new eyes. It's a bit like when, immigrants come to a country penniless and without any leverage or without any fast track to creating a life for themselves. They see everything with fresh eyes. They see the opportunities where we have become immune to them. We've become blind to them. And a lot of the great success stories in the world are of penniless immigrants who've come to a country, seen the opportunity, worked their butt off, and made a life for themselves. And so it's the same with your photography. Whatever area is closest to you, I recommend getting really familiar with it, walking around different times of day, and just making a note of different opportunities in that area. Take photos with your phone. When you take a photo with your phone, usually it's geo-mapped so that you can go back and visit those locations again, and just become the resident expert in your area, and you'll be surprised at the results you get. Anyway, I think I've gone way over. Thanks for joining me again. Always nice to have your company, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.